Ethereum is under a lot of pressure with this chart right now. It doesn't even look like it's going to have an easy time rising up, but it does look like it could be dropping fairly low. I want to break down for you where I see this thing dropping down to, why I'm seeing these things, and just break down everything that I'm seeing on this chart. But before we get into that, let's just take a quick recap of exactly what happened, right? I mean, this chart is already quite shot. It's down by about 51.5% from its all-time high, and it's happened within about 80 days. So fairly quick. It's taken less than 3 months to halve in value. Very, very quick price action here. But the problem is, if we look at this on the logarithmic time frame, logarithmic chart, which puts this into perspective a little bit more, what we really have here are a few key support levels, which I've already outlined for you, that look something a little bit like this. This would actually be the main support level that I'm looking at. And you can see we're quite far away from it. And the next thing that you'll actually take note of if you watch this channel regularly, so you're very familiar with, what I like to call low liquidity zones, is how I can see a very quick drop happening for the chart between this level and this level. Now, if you're already subscribed, you'll know all about that because I've explained it a lot of times on this channel. So make sure you're hitting up the likes if you are enjoying these videos. But just very quickly, if you did miss it, let me just break this down for you. So what this really means is that there's a few key levels in the market, right? Where you can see, for example, let's just take these two levels. We tend to form reversals or consolidation around this level, right? So at this point here, we found a little bit of resistance before blasting up to the all-time high. On the way back down, we found a little bit of support in this range, and then again we found a little bit of resistance, and then again we found a little bit of support just with these wicks right here, and we're finding support here again. This range stretches between 2300 and 2300 and 2400. This range here, this one's a lot more obvious. It's just a key area of reversals. We had big reversals coming off this level, sending us lower. We also had big reversals finding support on this level multiple times. So these are two very important levels, but what we have in between are what I would call a low liquidity zone. This is where, as a trader, you can make a lot of money, and a lot of people don't know this. They just straight up don't know this stuff, and they don't know it because they never learned it, or they haven't been paying attention, or whatever the reason may be. But as a real trader, someone who actually genuinely trades these markets consistently myself, this is the kind of thing that I'm looking for, because what you can see right here is that generally in this price range, again, you've already heard me say this a million times, the price just tends to zip all the way up and then all the way down. We don't actually trade in this range, right? If we enter this range, we're entering it only to go up to the very next level. If we drop below this green box, we're dropping below it only to go down to the very next green box. We're not actually trading sideways in this range. Of course, there are a few small exceptions, like right here, the price did trade sideways. But what I'm saying here more so is that we don't tend to, enter the range and then not go to the top. We'll usually enter the range and then go straight to the top. We won't enter the range and then come back down and then, just kind of do whatever we like in between and then come back down. No, we will almost always reach, in fact, we always reach the top if we break above, and we always reach the bottom if we break below, only with, of course, a few fake outs and so on. So it's not perfect, but the thing is that this range can produce quite a large drop, and in line with one of the patterns I was showing you guys on this channel previously, this is where this thing starts to look a little bit more bearish. Now, you guys already know that, in VIP, I was buying a lot of Ethereum. I've been super bullish on Ethereum since like $400 because I knew it would outperform Bitcoin, and it has done so very well. But one of the key things about Ethereum is that, when Bitcoin is dropping, Ethereum will tend to drop harder, and we can see that just on this chart, which compares Ethereum against Bitcoin. We can see how it's definitely lost a lot of value against Bitcoin here, just finding resistance at the same resistance level that I've had drawn on this chart for, it must be at least a couple of years at this point. Like, we've been looking at this level for a long time on this YouTube channel, so no surprises here. We started dipping back down. We're now at my buy level that I was mentioning, but I'm not sure that this is going to hold. I think this could end up collapsing below and give us significantly better entry levels, which is very, very exciting. You guys know the deal, like I've just shown you with this range. I am a real trader. I'm actually looking to trade these markets in real time right now. There's a lot of stuff going on. I'm very, very excited for it, and I'm just broadly speaking, I'm seeing a lot of opportunities right here. So if you want to jump inside of VIP and watch how I'm trading these markets right now, you can actually get all the information on every single entry level I'm choosing, why I'm choosing it, all the detailed information behind it. VIP is 50% off right now, and I've got to show you this testimonial right here. You've already seen this one where this VIP member joined on January 18, picked up our quarterly subscription, and then by January 22, 4 days later, managed to pay off the cost of joining, mentioning that joining VIP was one of the smartest things that she's done in a while. Very, very impressive. But this next one, even cooler. Take a look at this. This one was also very recent. This yearly member mentioning that he's managed to pay off his subscription in less than a day. Was trading Matic closed roughly a $15,000 profit. He's learned a lot of lessons so far, and he's not even in a rush to make another trade. This is one of the key things you see with members that join VIP, is that they're going to make gains that they haven't seen before, right? Like it doesn't happen to everybody, of course, but a lot of people who join will make gains that they've never seen before, but they will have a better psychological standing point in the market than they also ever had before, right? They're going to have way less desperation. They're going to be in no rush to trade. I love seeing this. You guys know me, right? Like I'm a patient trader. I'm not patient with everything else in my life. I'm a young guy, but as a trader, I'm very, very disciplined. And you still see that people who do that inside of VIP can make really, really good returns. Now, the thing is if you want to get the same package this guy had, you're about to lose your chance to get it for 50% off. We're running a discount right now. It is not going to last forever. And if you want to jump inside, take advantage of it right now. Our yearly package, for those of you who don't know, you're getting phone calls with me, you're getting free access into our $2,700 course, which teaches you everything I know about trading from A to Z, our advanced Forex Academy. There's a lot of stuff you're getting. If you just want to reach out for the normal plans that we have, the monthly and quarterly offer, again, follow these steps on screen right here to jump inside of VIP. First link in the description, at @4flights button at the bottom of any post inside of 4flights Gold, and then send message to ask me how to join. I will send you all of that information right away. This is a direct chat with me. This is literally texting me. So I'll send you the information, or if I can't, one of my assistants will, because I have people monitoring this account all day, every day. So bringing it back to the chart right here for Ethereum, this is where I think things start getting a little bit more interesting. And I've already got these levels drawn for you, by the way. I've already been talking about them. You know, the other key level was actually up here between 2,600 and 2,900. You know, and I've just drawn another one right here between 23 and 24. But for the most part, you know, it's only these two levels, and then everything in between is more or less a, you know, like I said, more of a kind of liquidity zone, the way I'm seeing it in this market right now. But, you know, one of the things that I was talking about on this channel a little while back, if I bring it back onto this chart where I don't really have anything drawn, is a potential head and shoulders pattern. Now let me just bring this up because I don't want to draw it. I don't like drawing head and shoulders patterns, but I've already got a chart drawn for this right here. We can see that Ethereum was actually forming a head and shoulders pattern that looked something a little bit like this, and let me just briefly show you what that looks like so that we can actually understand what's going on this chart right now. We've got a left shoulder that looks a little bit like this, a head right here, and then the right shoulder, a very, very poorly developed right shoulder right here. This is the only flaw with the head and shoulders pattern, in my opinion, and I've got to bring that to your attention because I'm not the kind of analyst that's going to draw something half-baked and then act like it's okay. It's not okay. These patterns are very flawed inherently, but this right shoulder should have gone a lot higher. It should have gone to about $4,000. Instead, it peaked at 3.4. Just putting this on your radar. It is still a head and shoulders pattern that ended up working out though, because we got a big breakdown. Now usually we don't confirm these levels until we come back up to resistance, so we didn't manage to do that. But the key thing I wanted to show you here is that in order to extrapolate a target, you're usually going to measure the height of the head, which in this case was a minus 40% drop, and then we can use that to forecast how low we're going to drop from the breakout point. Minus 40% here would be a minus 2,300. Sorry, that says 23,000. I'm not sure what that means. That shows us a minus $1,165 drop, which puts us down at $1,700. Now, this is a very, very important price range. But first, before I get there, I just want to say this again for those of you who didn't quite get that. In order to get a target from this, we're going to look at the height of the head. And then we're essentially, and that's a minus 40% drop. And then we're going to look at the breakout point, which is always the neckline. It's the bottom of the head and shoulders. That's the breakout point. And we're going to draw another 40% drop from there. And again, that puts us at the $1,700 price tag. Again, very important level, because if you look at where my box is, if I just define these two levels once more, but this time with lines so you can actually read the numbers, we've got 1650 to 1900. Our 1746 level, which is exactly the level on this chart right here, 1746. Our 1746 level lies bang in the middle of this range right here. And let me actually just change this to a yellow line so that we know it's special. And the next thing I'm going to do will also blow your mind. You guys know that one of my favorite tools in a market that's dropping is using the Fibonacci retracement. It is by far one of the most powerful tools that any analyst can use, in my opinion. And look at where the 618 Fibonacci retracement level is. It's at $1,900. It's at the very top of my box, and it's only within $200 or $150, I guess, really, of my $1,700 range that this head and shoulders pattern is showing us. So we don't need to go all the way down to the target of this pattern, right? Just falling anywhere in this box would make total sense to me. And here's the crucial thing in terms of where Ethereum could be finding a bottom. And I'll tell you about why I think it might not rise up in just a minute, because I know I mentioned that at the beginning of the video. Let me get to that. But first, this is way more important. That's why I'm covering this first. What we have right now are 3 separate unrelated tools of analysis showing us the same thing. You guys know the deal. I love confluence. I love to know that multiple different unrelated things are agreeing with each other, telling us that we're going to do the same thing at the same time at the same price level, because that adds validity. This is the same thing where in science you write a paper and you get it peer reviewed. You get other people who are not related to what you're doing to check everything to make sure that you followed a good methodology. This is what we get in trading when we have confluence. We have unrelated things that don't necessarily have to lean in the same direction, telling us that the same thing is going to happen. Let's break down what those 3 are. The first one is the Fibonacci retracement. For those of you who don't know, this is essentially a tool that's just going to measure the height of the trend and then draw down 61.8% of that. I know this looks very misleading, but if I show this to you on the linear chart right now, this will make a lot more sense. If we basically take a ruler and measure from this low up to this high the pixels, right? A bit of a weird way to put it, but if we just measure the pixels and then we drop them down by 61.8%, that's going to put us at this price level. That's point number 1. So 61.8 generally the strongest, most influential, most important Fibonacci level we see on the chart. The 382 level has already been respected, so we know that this is a valid Fibonacci retracement. If you don't know much about this, this is also covered inside of our Four Flies Academy course, by the way. And again, most people who join VIP are going to get that for free regardless of which plan you take. So depending on which plan you take. So reach out following these steps on screen. It's 50% off right now. You're getting a crazy deal compared to where it's been before. And like I said, I mean, it has been huge for so many people. I've got to highlight this one for you guys again. This guy officially became a crypto millionaire while being inside of VIP. This person joined us with our yearly offer, and within 10 months turned $30,000 into over 1 million, and I'm sure he's far above that by now. So very impressive. This person making their first trade ever. By the way, this screenshot right here, this person who made their VIP subscription back in less than a day after joining, this person also made one of their first ever leveraged trades when they joined VIP. So we're talking about people who are pretty new, right? Not people who've been experienced and been sitting in these markets for years. We're talking about people who are pretty new, picking up the amazing resources we have inside of our group and running with them and doing amazing things with them. Really, this has turned around and built a lot of traders. This guy here making his first ever trade and sitting in over 300% profit. So we've seen stuff like this going back quite some time. Again, if you want to jump inside, these are the steps in order to get 50% off in VIP. Just want to make a quick note, by the way, if you try and search for me or my group on Telegram, you're going to get impersonators. They're all scammers. Stay away from them. Don't bother doing it. The only way you can officially find my pages are by using the links in this YouTube channel. You'll see that my name is verified. Obviously, it says Sammy Loyal Four Flies now because that's my name, but you'll see that my stuff is verified, and then everything that I link to from my verified pages is trustworthy. Anything else, if you try and Google it to find it and so on, you will find impersonators, and they're very advanced. So don't get scammed by them because that would be annoying for all of us. So here's the thing is, yes, Fibonacci retracement, very important level. Then we also have this sideways trading range, which I mentioned has been crucial for Ethereum, giving it key reversals. And so naturally we could potentially expect another reversal in this range. So that also lines up with the same range, and the head and shoulders pattern lines up with the same range. So there's a lot of stuff here telling us that Ethereum should be able to find support in this range, and that makes it a critical area of support in my opinion. Very important note, and I wanted to bring this up to you guys on this chart. And actually, by the way, one final thing I wanted to show you is if we look at the VPVR indicator, which is very interesting on this chart at the moment. I know this is going to be very difficult to see, but here's the interesting thing right here is that I don't want to move this bar, but you can see this a little bit better now. Ethereum with this VPVR indicator has had if you don't know what the VPVR is, I should explain this first. The VPVR is essentially an indicator that displays where a lot of volume for the asset has been exchanged. And so obviously Ethereum spent a lot of its price history down between $99 and $400, right? Which is a very big range, by the way. That's like a 500% range. Just to put it in perspective, I think it's like 500-400% range is very, very big. So that's why we're seeing such a huge spike in the VPVR. But it just shows you where the asset has been exchanged. Now, if we zoom in a lot and we take a look at the VPVR with this more closer price action to where we are right now, we have a spike right here. It's not a big spike because, again, most of the trading happened historically for Ethereum below $400. It's only very recent that Ethereum has been able to punch above, the $800 level and stay above it. Very, very recent. I mean, we didn't really get to do this at any point before January 2021. We had one small exception in 2018, but we lost that price level very quickly. I mean, it went up and just came back down almost exactly as quickly as it went up. This time we've managed to stay above, so we just don't have much price history in this range. But even with that in mind, you can see that the VPVR really spikes right in the middle of my box, showing us again that this is an extremely, extremely important level for the market. So just keep this in mind, guys. If the price drops down into this range, this is one of the best buying opportunities that I think we might ever get for Ethereum, within, how do I say, the 2020s. I mean, obviously the better price ranges were before, when I was being very bullish on it, between $300-400. They even fell down to $80, by the way, fairly recently. But obviously I don't think we're going back down there anytime soon or ever. But just between these two levels here, between 1650 and 1900, an absolutely phenomenal buy area. And again, if we just kind of measure this up to the all-time high, really huge gains to be made if it manages to punch back up to those levels. So just putting this on your radar right here. But if we zoom in a little bit, we start to see why Ethereum's really struggling in this range. There's a few key reasons for it, but it's mainly to do with the key indicators that you guys hear me talking about quite a lot on this YouTube channel, right? One of them is the 4-hour EMA ribbon, which is offering resistance to Ethereum right now. It's already offered resistance to Bitcoin, and you're going to know about that if you're subscribed to this YouTube channel. So that is potentially problematic for Ethereum right here. It's also the 4-hour Ichimoku cloud. If we take a look at this on the 4-hour time frame, we didn't even manage to hit the cloud yet. So again, same picture as Bitcoin. We're getting rejected from the same signs of resistance, and we're not really able to puncture them very deeply. So that is going to be at least somewhat concerning in this market right now. We're still struggling to break resistance in the same way that Bitcoin is. Bitcoin was looking okay yesterday, and then it started looking pretty nice, considering that we got a real bounce off our 36k area. But again, we've almost completely lost this support again, and we're potentially dropping back down. And the problem that I'm seeing on this chart right now is that we're just forming this typical rising wedge pattern directly into a zone of resistance. So this is inherently a bearish pattern, because you guys know the deal. This is, the direction of the trend looks like this. We're forming a bit of a staircase pattern, which is exactly what we're in right now with Bitcoin, and we're forming it into a bloody resistance area. I mean, it doesn't get worse than this, in my opinion, as far as technical analysis goes. I mean, I've seen this stuff a million times, and I'm not saying that we're going to drop down. Obviously, I can't see the future, but as far as bad signs that we can possibly get go, this is right at the top, in my opinion. I just got to be completely upfront with you guys about that. Doesn't mean we can't continue rising up, right? I mean, this market is long due an a correction, and so naturally we could even push much further up before potentially moving back down, or even finding support and resuming the uptrend. But for now, it is facing a lot of resistance, and the same thing rings true for Ethereum at the moment. So these are some very important things that I wanted to... Oh, actually, we did get that kiss of death right here. Look at that. We did actually peak above and hit that key resistance range. So that's good to see as well on this chart. So there's a lot of moving parts, moving pieces going on in this chart right now, and I wanted to break all of these down for you in this market. There's a lot going on. Like I said, there's beautiful trading opportunities opening up. Again, if you want to be able to watch me trading them, watch me taking advantage of them, navigating the losses and wins that I'm going to be making in this market, because obviously, like I've always been saying, I'm not a perfect trader. I don't have a 100% success rate, and I do fuck up sometimes. That's completely normal. The important thing is, how do you navigate that? How do you pick yourself up, dust yourself off, and get back to the battle? That is where a lot of people trip up. Making losses is completely fine. It's how you learn lessons in these markets. But if you keep on compounding them and making them worse and spiraling badly, that's where you have a problem. There's a lot of very, very important things that go into this, along with, obviously just making your own profitable trades. And again, people won't talk about this stuff. People don't even show this stuff, because for the most part, it's a very fucking difficult thing to do. But if you want to see how I'm trying to pull it off myself in real time in these markets, then these are the steps steps on screen, and you've already seen the people that have jumped inside of VIP. You know, I mean, it has been just killer. Like I said, I mean, this person paying off his yearly fee within the first day of joining, which is absolutely amazing. This person, by the way, we have a hall of fame of everyone who's paid off their fee within 24 hours of joining. This person is now going into it. And again, even more impressive considering that this is one of the first leverage trades this person ever made. So again, we've got tutorial materials on absolutely everything that I do inside of VIP. There's no excuse like I don't understand this stuff, because you're going to pick it all up as a total beginner or wherever your experience level is. It's completely fine. The second final thing I wanted to draw to your attention is that this Bybit offer where you're getting $4,100 or around there, depending on how much you deposit, is going to end very soon. It ends within about 2-3 days. So if you want to take advantage of it and get some extra cash deposited into your account, the market's doing shit right now, but everything is down, which means it's a great time to buy. You have free money that Bybit is going to give you if you sign up to Bybit and make your first deposit using my link in the description. So go ahead and do that right now. You can buy anything you like with it, and any of the profits you make are yours. So it is a free ticket to making money. It's an absolutely amazing deal. All you have to do, like I said, is sign up using my link and make your first deposit. If you need to use a VPN, then you need to do that, but obviously I can't endorse that. You guys know the deal. The other thing that I want to highlight though with Ethereum just right now on the 1 hour time frame is that one of the key indicators that I've been looking at on this channel now for these past couple of months, Lux Algo, has been firing off some really impressive signals in this market right here. Take a look at this on the 1 hour time frame. Let's wait for it to load up. There's quite a lot of stuff going on with this indicator, so it can take a short while to load up. Yeah, we can see a nice strong sell signal coming in right there, a beautiful buy signal coming in, you know, allowing us to potentially look at going long, and then another sell signal coming in before the thing drops. There were a few signals that misfired right here that did badly, but you would have been stopped out pretty quickly, so that's not too bad. And what I do find very impressive is that the next 3 signals have done really well, including, for example, this buy signal. This is very impressive to me. The buy signal has a take profit sign right there. If you don't know how to use this indicator, don't worry about it. I've made a video on it. You can search it in YouTube as well. Just type in Lux Algo flies, giving us a take profit warning right there, and even the strong sell signal giving us a take profit warning right at the very bottom. So very impressive stuff right there. If you want to get it, there's a link in the description for you to buy Lux Algo, and considering what you get, I didn't cover any of the tool set, by the way. There's a lot of stuff that goes into it. I don't have time to talk about it in this video, but I've already made a video on it, so you know, again, you can check it out. But considering what you get, this $68 price tag is ridiculously low, so go ahead and check it out using the link in the description. With that though, I've got to get going, so thank you all so much for tuning into this video. You know what to do. If you've enjoyed it, hit up the likes, subscribe, tick the bell, do all that good stuff. If you want to jump inside of VIP, you've got 50% off, but this is going to end very soon, so take advantage of it while you can, and I'll see you all on the other side. Take it easy. Bye bye.